It's interesting because you look at the dynamic of motion pictures, and when you're talking about five favorite, you're talking about how can you narrow it to five.
Mm-hmm.
Number one's no problem. It's Casablanca. I think it's the most perfect movie ever made.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be right in color. The black and white direction, cinematography is just the use of shadows, the use of dollies, where they actually shot these long scenes. My son Rance, who works in Hollywood, has been to this, the sets where they actually where those actually been in the buildings where those sets were created, and the sets still exist.
Yeah.
But Casablanca is classic in every way. It's perfect. The perfect love story, the perfect war story, the perfect espionage story, the perfect intrigue story, the perfect story that spotlights the suffering of humanity
Mm-hmm.
and the hopes and dreams of getting away from oppression into a free society.
Yeah.
And it was a movie that shouldn't have been great
Mm-hmm.
because realistically speaking, as Hal Wallace said, he was the producer of that film, they were continuing to write the script the entire time the movie was going on. And so the actors did not know what was coming next. And it was just like, and there were so many lines that were ad-libbed that Bogart just ad-libbed, probably because of the way that how quickly the thing was being written. And that may be also, not only is it a great plot, not only do you get something different out of it every time you watch it,
Mm-hmm.
but if you go watch it on a big screen, which I've done, the background characters are amazing.
Yeah.
On watching it on a television, even a big screen television, you lock in on Bogart, you lock on Bergman, and their performances are overpowering.
Yeah.
On the big screen, though, you watch the nuances of the actors behind them, be it Dooley Wilson as the piano player,
Yeah.
be it the bartender, be it Zakal, who played the maitre d',
Mm-hmm.
be it Sidney Greenstreet and others. And so, perfect cast, perfect movie, perfect black and white. It would not have been as good in color.
Mm-hmm.
The story told better in black and white.
Yeah.
And plus, it was perfect setting for black and white. I mean, there's not a lot of color in essentially in the desert.
Yeah.
But to think about those lines like, of all the gin joints in all the towns, she walked into mine. You played it for her, you can play it for me. Play it, Sam. It's not play it again, Sam, in the movie, by the way. It's play it, Sam.
Yeah.
We say now, play it again, Sam.
Yeah.
That's not it is. And you have Bogart by then had become the consummate actor.
Mm-hmm.
He'd gone through the other movies he had made, The Petrified Forest, Maltese Falcon, The Hard, and then suddenly all of the nuances like this and this,
Yeah.
they were there. You could read into him what he was doing. It's also the transformation of a character from cynical to hopeful. The character who would give up, who was selfish, to the character who would give up everything he loved.
Yeah.
So on so many different levels, that is an incredible movie.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is probably going to surprise a lot of my friends who know that I'm into classic film much more than I'm into anything else, but Saving Private Ryan.
Really?
I like Saving Private Ryan because I feel that war is not accurately portrayed very often.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew people who landed on that beach. They were my grandfather's age, but nevertheless, I listened to their stories as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
When they would tell them, they wouldn't tell them very often because they were too painful.
Understandable.
But I think Saving Private Ryan, not for the whole movie itself, but for the way it accurately portrayed what it took to land on that beach.
Mm-hmm.
The Longest Day does a good job telling the story,
Yeah.
which was a Fox movie in the early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Saving Private Ryan that I think everybody needs to watch to find out war is not glorious.
Yeah.
War is hurtful and painful, and you lose people. And I don't know how you have the courage to get off a landing craft and go on that beach. And I thought all of that did a good job of portraying it. And even though it won't be in my top five, I think Dunkirk, the movie, was very similar recently.
Yes.
And the thing I liked about Dunkirk was there's no CGI. All the planes that flew were actually World War II planes that they rehabbed.
Yeah.
And all of the boats in Dunkirk that landed were boats that were used in World War II. They went back and found those boats.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they didn't create new boats that made
Yeah.
them look like old boats. They were the real things.
Yeah.
And the reality of Dunkirk and the reality of Saving Private Ryan both impacted me great.